Панама и Коста-Рика будешь болеть?
Yeah, absolutely. I think coming into the World Cup, I think all of us probably know that the big guys are always going to be every year, every 4 years. It's going to be the same teams, but I think we always look out for the outsiders, and I think Panama, Costa Rica, absolutely represent that. It's the biggest stage, and you know, it's their platform is there. It's going to be fascinating to see how they perform.
Но самое важное, конечно, нас интересует Россия. Действительно, коллекция вдохновлена Россией. Роб, почему России и что такого российского, русского в этой коллекции мы увидим?
I think in terms from a design team, from a creation team, they're always looking for source of inspiration, and I think it was going to be clear coming into the World Cup at Russia. It's this huge celebration of football, of culture, and it's too easy to be swept into that. So the design team really leant into and tried to understand as they were going into Russia, to be inspired by that. And I think something that probably came pretty clear was just really the contrast and the duality that we observe within Russia. I think that comes through from architecture, from fashion, from music, this real sharp contrast. So we wanted to use that as an inspiration point and a start point for how we were going to approach the season.
Когда вы разрабатывали эту коллекцию, разрабатывали эти бутсы, естественно, вы предполагали, что самые известные, самые большие футболисты будут играть и забивать ими голы, безусловно, и совершать большие важные действия на футбольных полях. Для кого созданы эти бутсы? Кого вы себе представляли? Что за атлеты будут пользоваться вашими моделями?
Well, we started off as we wanted to make sure that the boot proposition was going to be very focused on attack, first and foremost. But there's nuance and there's difference within that, so we wanted to make sure that we were really respecting different personality traits and characteristics within attack. So we have Tekela and we have Fioro. So when we think about Tekela, we're talking about the genius, we're talking about the innovator, someone who can move at pace, be able to have that maneuverability and speed and be able to change a game in an instant. And when you look at the Fioron, slightly different. So you think about the out-and-out attacker, someone who really shows little mercy in front of goal, and in that respect uses acceleration and speed, and really just wants to get the shot off with absolute accuracy. So that gives us some really clear characteristics to be able to build the boots based on those insights.